All right, 3 weeks ago today, I was assaulted by someone I thought was my friend. I invited him over to just hang out, and this man followed me into my bathroom, which is tiny. This dude's 250 pounds. He's a really big set guy. Closed the door behind him and started the weirdest fight wrestling match I've ever been in. Lasted about 45 minutes. He was slamming me all over the place, trying to choke me out with his arm. And, we're on the ground, we're getting up, we're pushing each other. The whole time I'm just like, what are you doing? Stop, please. Let me out of this room. Just chill out, man. Like, what's going on here? And the whole time he couldn't really say much, but he did keep saying really weird things like, they want me to do this. This is supposed to happen. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here, man? And I was just really freaked out. At one point, he pushed me into a mirror, or into a window. I have a bunch of lacerations on my arm that have healed now, thankfully. But we kept fighting for a bit, and at one point, I was about to get away, and he reached and grabbed my hair and pulled me back. And at that point, he was like laughing, and like, it was really psychotic. It was super freaky. And I was just sitting there like, why are you doing this? What's happening? And he fell on the ground with me and started holding me like close to him. And at that point, some of my blood kind of like got on him, and he kind of snapped out of it for a sec. So I was able to jump up and run out of the bathroom. And I was so freaked out at this point. But the weird thing is because this person I thought was my friend. So the whole time I didn't punch him, I didn't like hit him. The whole time I was trying to like, just kind of like dodge him. And thank God I'm actually a lot stronger than I look, and I'm actually pretty good at fighting. But I had to Spider-Man my way out of there and get out of it and not get hurt too bad. But he pushed me into the window, like there was blood all down my arm. It was really gnarly. Luckily, when he pushed me into the window, it wasn't my face. Or worse, what if it would have cut like a major artery? Like, this guy got super lucky that this happened with me and that I'm not that hurt. But my first instinct was to just get outside, get somewhere where he can't get me. And the weird thing is that when I got outside, I started to run past the cars. I turn around and look, and this dude's butt naked chasing me. So I have this naked dude chasing me down the street, like in my neighborhood, and like a car pulls up and starts honking at him, and he's just like, what? And I'm just sitting there like, what is wrong with you, man? What's going on? Why are you doing this? Calm down, please. And he's just like, cursing and saying all this crazy stuff and just going nuts, and he keeps chasing me, trying to grab me. And I'm a really skinny dude. This dude's pretty overweight, and there's no way he was gonna catch me. There's no way. After that, he kept trying to get me to get close to him, and I'm like, there's no way, man. You're never gonna touch me again. You won't even be like in a 10-foot radius of me. Screw touching me, that's it. Like, after that, like, I couldn't believe it. After that, we were like running around for a while. He was yelling really crazy shit. He was like, pardon my French, but he yelled, I fucking hate you. I'm going to kill your uncle. Like, really crazy stuff. And the whole time I'm just trying to calm him down. Like, dude, I love you. What's going on? Why are you doing this? Why is this happening? And he was just out of his mind, like psychotic as hell. And I'm just chilling there like, dude, like, just calm down. I kept telling him, like, just go inside, take a shower, hopefully you'll calm down, right? So he comes back inside, and he goes back into the bathroom, and he's trying to call me in to go back in there with him. And at this point, I'm worried he's gonna like trash my place. He's gonna like wreck a bunch of stuff, and I'm all freaked out. But I'm also not going back anywhere near him inside that bathroom. There's no way. I was already so traumatized. I was in shock. I was like shaking. I was super messed up. And at that point, I was like, nah, man, I'm not going anywhere near you. So eventually I got him to start coming back out. And then he did some weird thing where he fell on the ground and like acted like he was dying, and then got back up. And then he still wanted me to get close to him. I was like, nah, man. And I started just walking back outside down the driveway. And he starts chasing me again. Luckily, I get out onto the street, and some police officers have showed up at that time. So the police officers are there waiting. I walk down to them. I explain to them that my friend's having some kind of psychotic episode. Something's really wrong. And, he's walking out butt naked right towards the cops. And at this point, he's just super out of it. Luckily, he didn't like try to fight the cops or anything, but they did put him on the ground. They handcuffed him. They, you know, subdued him. And, you know, I told him the story of what was going on, what happened. And I was in shock at this time. I've never been through something so traumatizing, because normally if you're in a fight with someone, you know what's going on. Someone's trying to hurt you, you're gonna defend yourself or you're gonna hurt them. With this, I thought this dude was my friend. So he's trying to do whatever he's trying to do to me, and I'm just like blocking everything, pulling his hands off my throat, getting him to stop and just pulling him away from me. And thank God, there was literally not a mark on this guy. I'm really proud of myself for that. Because after this whole ordeal, everything he did, all the damage he did to himself, it was all him. Like, I never touched him really, besides pulling his hands off of me and trying to get away from him. So the cops take him away. They bring him to, they were gonna arrest him, but he was so out of it, they took him to the hospital. And he was there for like 5 or 6 days. He was just so gone. One of the weird things though, and this is one of the things that kind of like made me realize this dude is not my friend, is he talked to me the next day. He called me and he gave me this really like half-assed sorry. He's like, dude, I'm sorry. And then he started talking, and then he started mentioning what was supposed to happen. And he said, you were supposed to die and come back to life in the bathroom. And I was like, what? And right then I was like, that's it. Like, you're not my friend. I'm not cool with you. Like, that's it. Like, because before that, I was kind of like feeling sorry for him, hoping he was okay, like wishing that, like, you know, this didn't happen. But then after that, I noticed I started to get really angry. I was like, how is this person who I've helped and like kind of like taken under my wing for the last 10 years and tried to like mentor him in a lot of ways, and he can't take care of himself? He can't go to sleep. There's something going on there. Like, he really needs to figure that out. So the trauma I had to deal with from this was worse than anything I've ever been through in my life. I've been through bad stuff, divorces, like fights, like crazy stuff, you know, really gnarly stuff. But like, this was on a whole other level, because my trust level, I was so vulnerable with him. My body like was in shock for 2 weeks. The next day, I tried to go see a movie, like thinking like, oh, I'm okay, everything's fine. I sit down trying to watch Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I make an hour in, and then I start to have the gnarliest panic attack. I feel all this pressure and pain going into my chest, and my arms are totally numb, and my face starts to get numb. It feels like you're dying if you've ever had a panic attack. So I get myself to get up, to go outside, and to like slowly just focus on moving and walking and get down to like somewhere I could call an Uber and be picked up, because there's no way I was gonna drive. So luckily I had the Uber driver be able to drive me. The whole time I had to like keep moving my arm to like keep my mind moving. It was like, I don't know, I pray to God you never have to experience a panic attack. I was terrified. It really feels like you're dying. So I got back home, I'm laying down, and the panic attack lasted like a total of like 4 hours. I was just laying there feeling like this crazy pressure and this like tremble in my body. I couldn't stop shaking. And the worst part is, I just stopped shaking 2 days ago. So I've known this dude for a while, and back in 2015, he did have an episode very similar to this, but there was a lot of us there. So he kind of like couldn't really focus on any one of us. And he did the same thing. He kind of freaked out, started talking about they and them, and like he was communicating with something and like just out of his mind. And he did the same thing. He took off all his clothes and he was like freaking out. And the same thing, it was just from him not sleeping. So the thing is just like, dude, if you have these problems, why are you doing this to your friends or anyone? Why can't you just go to sleep? Why can't you be responsible enough for society's sake that you're not a menace and hurting people or endangering anyone else? But then I also found out that the weekend before, he went to an event and the same thing happened. So the event that happened with me was 4 or 5 days apart from the event that happened at from the situation that happened at the event. So what I'm thinking is this dude went to this event, didn't sleep for 3 days, stayed up an additional 2 days, and then came and hung out with me. It's like, why do you want to come and hang out with me when you haven't slept for 5 days and you're in a psychotic state. Like, dude, you're not my friend. That's like some messed up crap. And I just need to warn everyone that there are people out there who are this reckless, and they put themselves in these states of mind, and it's super sad. It really is. And you know, I got a big heart. I like to help a lot of people. I always reach out and I try to do as much as I can for them. But after this, if anyone does anything even remotely close to this or do stuff where they're just psychotic, I can't deal with you. You need to take care of yourself. This is a very important thing. What if this man would have attacked someone much smaller than me who couldn't defend themselves? He could have really hurt them or even killed them. So for this, this is unacceptable to me. I feel like I have a moral obligation to talk about this to protect my fans and everyone out there. People can't be allowed to just run amok like this. And they just feel like that we're just supposed to take care of them because they're our friends? What kind of friend does that? You need to take care of yourself. You need to go get professional help. This is on you. This isn't on your friends. This was no joke. And this is another reason I have to talk about this, because I've been through a lot. I've had a really hard life. But for someone to put me through this, who said they were my friend, that's totally unacceptable. And for everyone needs to be aware that there's people who say they are your friend, and they're not really your friend. You need to be aware of what they're doing and who they are, and just everything that's going on up here. If there's anything that looks like they're gonna snap or do something messed up, you need to keep your distance. You need to watch out. Now that this has happened to me, because I never thought something like this was gonna happen to me. It was ridiculous. When it was happening, I was like, is this real? I remember feeling this surreal feeling of this is really happening. When he really started to attack me, I went into this survival mode and just started to really push him around and move him and not get hurt. Luckily, when he pushed me into the window, it wasn't my face. Or worse, what if it would have cut a major artery? This guy got super lucky that this happened with me and that I'm not that hurt. But he's also not that lucky because I'm brave enough to talk about this and let everyone know what happened. What happened? What would happen if he did this to just some normal person who didn't have a following and who couldn't make this an issue? I can make this an issue. And because of that, I've talked to a lot of my friends and they said Nigel, this happened to you because you can handle it and you can deal with it the right way. So I'm really sorry for this man, but he needs to take care of his stuff. This is not cool, and it's all on him. He's a 40-year-old man. He's not a little kid. This is on him. And if this video is able to save or protect even just one person, then it was worth it. It was totally worth it. I'm doing pretty good right now. I got some anger, but my body stopped shaking. I'm not scared of him at all. If anything, it's the opposite. And I'm worried that this is gonna happen to someone else. And if he doesn't take care of this and really take it serious, it's gonna get worse. That's all I'm saying. And I really hope that this video, he watches it and he understands it and he takes it serious. This is no joke. He could have killed me. He straight said I was supposed to die. Are you serious? That's insane. That's psychotic. Sorry, I had to put this video out. This is part of my path. But I feel like this is something everyone needs to see. We're skateboarders, we're at skate parks. Anyone can show up at the skate park. And I've seen some really crazy crap at skate parks. I've seen grown-ass men slam and break girls on the ground and break their bones. I witnessed it. I was right there. It was unbelievable to me. And I've seen a lot of really crazy stuff. We have to be aware. Situational awareness is so important. I am pressing charges against him. I have a restraining order. I'm letting this video out there because I'm not afraid of him. I never will be. And for him to do this to me, I feel like I'm the last person you should have done this to. I always do the right thing. If people do something bad to me, on blast, across the board, no problem, not a big deal. I've always been strong like that, even since I was a kid. So, man, rough path. But this was definitely the worst 3 weeks I've gone through, maybe ever, but in a very long time for sure, but I'm a very resilient person. But I do really, man, this guy chose a bad path. I hope he takes care of himself. I love you guys.